Man, I feel incredible. Being away from the game as long as I've been this past year and some change, obviously it was a tough task mentally, physically, but at the same time I was able to rest my body, and it was much needed rest. But, coming back off of that, I feel incredible. My body's in a great place. My mind is in a great place, and I'm just ready to get back on the floor and play basketball, play the game that I love.
Jonathan Fagan.
Hello, DeMarcus. Welcome.
Thank you.
We always hear ACL. The only rehab that's tougher than ACL is Achilles.
Mm-hmm.
What have these past 2 years, what have you gone through to get back to where you are?
Hell and back. But, I'd be lying if I didn't tell you the task was tough, but, I think I'm built for it. I took it with a stride, and, I just fought through. I willed my way through, and I learned a lot about myself and just life in general. So even though it was a tough time in my life, I'm grateful for it. I think I've grown in a lot of areas of my life, and everybody's story is different. This just so happens to be mine. So I'm gonna roll with the punches.
Just to follow up, you said you learned a lot. What did you learn?
I learned a lot about myself. I feel like I went through a situation that a lot of people would have probably gave up or quit, and I just took it as, this is my life lesson, and it's just preparing me for whatever's next. Life is full of adversity, and every battle that you go through prepares you for the next one. So that's how I approached it, and also I want to inspire the next. I'm not the only person that's going through hard times or that have gone through hard times. So, and I'm not saying I went through the worst situation, but just when those times come, just fight through it. And like I said, roll with the punches.
Thank you.
Mark Berman.
DeMarcus, how special is it to be reunited with John Wall?
Man, it's an incredible feeling. This is something me and him have planned and dreamed about for a long time. So I'm pretty sure he's just as grateful for this moment as I am. We're super excited. There's obviously a chemistry between me and him from our college days. Not only were we teammates in college, we've been knowing each other since we were 14 years old. So that's a guy I consider one of my better friends in the NBA. He was actually one of the groomsmen in my wedding. So, that's a brother for life. So I'm extremely excited to be on the floor with him.
What does he bring the Rockets on the floor?
I believe his game speaks for itself. He's an incredible talent. That's a given. I think the combination of him and James, that's tough for any team to match up with. Pushing at the pace that they play with, the force that they play with, their playmaking abilities. They're going to make the game easier for everybody around them, and our job is to come out there and make the game easier for them.
Tim McMahon.
DeMarcus, what do you envision your role being with the Rockets?
Whatever's needed. It's a lot of different things I can do on the floor. But my personal opinion, I just want to come out and, like I said, make the game easier for James, make the game easier for John, and the other guys on the floor. Those guys will create, and I also had the ability to create and get guys easier shots. So I think the combination of both will mesh well.
And you've obviously played with Anthony Davis in New Orleans. I'm not trying to compare Christian Wood, but just as another kind of multi-skilled big guy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see you and Wood as guys that can play together?
Absolutely. I was just speaking with C. Wood about that today. I think he has a lot of the same intangibles as Anthony Davis. I think he has the intangibles to be first team all defense. That's something I was preaching to him earlier in the locker room. I want to plant that seed early for him. I think his mindset should be I want to be the defensive anchor on the floor every night, and I definitely think he has the ability to do that.
Matt Musil.
DeMarcus, have you been around John at all lately? We've heard good reports that he's 100% about that thing.
I haven't been around him lately. I live on the West Coast. John's on the East Coast. Obviously, there's a lot going on in the world right now pertaining to COVID. But we talk all the time. I've seen his progress. We've talked about it. He's in a great place physically and most importantly mentally. not only has, he battled with, his injury, but also he's battled with things in his personal life. So he's also had to overcome a lot of things in these past couple years. So with that being said, he's in a great place. He's ready to play ball at a high level, and I know he's excited to be on the floor.
What excites you the most about this new team they're putting together here?
I think we have all the pieces to make a lot of noise this season. Obviously, on paper, it looks great, but we have to come out there and put it all together. But just speaking from that point of view, I think we have all the right pieces to make things happen. Obviously, James and John with their playmaking ability, 𝗖𝗎𝗓 with his different intangibles and his versatility on both ends of the floor, myself with the same things, PJ being one of the best defensive guys in the league, Eric shooting the crap out of the balls. Same thing goes with the other guys on the roster. But like I said, I think this is the most well-rounded team in the past couple of years, especially since James has been here.
Thank you.
If we can keep to one question per turn so that everyone can get an opportunity. Brian Bearfield.
DeMarcus, you've been with two championship caliber type teams in the past. What intangibles did you learn, or what did you pick up that you'll be able to bring to the Rockets organization?
It's mindset from day one. That's something I know I'm going to come in preaching. I've learned from some of the best in the game, and that's just something I want to try to bring into this organization. A winning mindset, a winning culture, a team first attitude. And like I said, I think on paper we have the perfect team to do great things. And obviously it's going to take us just putting everything together on the floor.
𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧.
Hey, DeMarcus, welcome to Houston.
Thank you.
You spoke to some of the hardships that you've gone through these last 2 years in particular. What are some of the goals that you've set for yourself heading into this year?
Well, number one for me is just remaining healthy. I think that's the obvious thing. It's been a tough road, but I'm happy with where I'm at. But the biggest thing is me and the training staff being on the same page with just taking the steps forward to be able to stay on the floor consistently and obviously the entire season. So I think we got a great plan in place, and obviously we just got to put the work in and move forward.
𝗪𝗧𝗪𝗧.
Hello, DeMarcus. Do you feel that your move to Houston is a fresh start for your career? And what result will make you satisfied at the end of the season?
I couldn't quite understand you.
You feel it's like a fresh start for you to go to play for Houston Rockets?
Absolutely. Obviously it is a fresh start. I haven't played a full season in almost 2 years. So it's definitely a fresh start for me. This is my first training camp in 2 years, so I'm excited about that. So like I said, it's just about putting this plan in place and following through with it.
Adam Spolin.
DeMarcus, you talked about, you and John have talked about playing with each other for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
What's it like when you found out that you would be playing together, and have you had a chance to talk to him again?
Well, obviously it was something that we were speaking about before the news, broke for you guys. So it's something that we wanted to happen, and it did. So we're excited about that. So like I said, right now it's just about putting everything together.
Ali Khanvajani.
DeMarcus, have you spoken with the coaching staff about your role, particularly defensively, especially with another big here like Christian Wood? Do you and the coaching staff view yourself as more of a 4 or 5 on the site?
We haven't spoken specifically on that, but I can definitely give my opinion. I believe I'll be the guy guarding the bigger 5s, and 𝗖𝗎𝗓 being the guy guarding the more versatile 4s. So that's basically what I was speaking on earlier about him having all the intangibles or same intangibles as an Anthony Davis. So I think it's a combination that can work, but obviously, like I said, we got to put that work in and put it all together.
Jerome Solomon.
Hey, DeMarcus, welcome to Houston, man. You mentioned that the team looks good on paper right now. We know how important chemistry is and personalities meshing. How do you see especially the two particular ball handling leaders in James and John, how they will mesh come together?
I think it can work. I honestly do. I think John will make James' job easier. He doesn't have to handle the ball or make plays for everybody as much as or at the rate he's done in the past. Maybe so he won't be as gassed at the end of games or later in the season or whatever the case may be. So I think with that help and just the offense coach will put into place, I think the biggest thing is having fresh legs down the end of the stretch and towards the playoffs. So I think it'll play in a positive way for us at the end of the day.
We have time for two more. Ben DeBose.
DeMarcus, you referenced talking to John a little bit in the last few days, but obviously you signed or agreed to sign here before that was really confirmed. What were the other things about this situation in Houston that made you pick the Rockets as the best fit for you?
It was just that, a good fit for me. I obviously had to check in with the training staff and see if it was, in my opinion, the best situation to help me stay on the floor, get in a better place health-wise, and stay in that place. You know, the coaching staff, the players on the team. I think everything that's in place right now is what I needed. So I think it was a great situation.
And last one, Terrence Harris. Terrence.
Can you hear me now?
I got you.
Okay. Hey, I just wanted to ask you, how did you find the inspiration to kind of keep coming back, or you know, after all you've been through these last couple of years? I mean, where was the source of inspiration for you?
I'd probably say it's more so from my upbringing. I watched my mom work 2 jobs for 6 kids my entire life. So who am I to complain about a little adversity? I've been through things my entire life. I've been through worse. I've experienced adversity at an early age. So working my way through hard times is something I've dealt with my entire life. So like I said earlier, with each of those moments of adversity that you go through, it builds you up for the next one. Life is full of adversity. And I'll be lying to you and myself to think that I won't have some type of adversity down the line another time in my life. But me going through the things I've gone through, I will be prepared for it. So that's just my mindset when it comes to going through hard times.